Welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. Today is part 2 for airdrops you can farm to hopefully receive gen wealth for absolutely free. Small caveat, some of them are not going to be free. They're going to have parts that will cost a little bit of money, but for the most part, it is a majority of free airdrop farming. Of course, it does cost you time and effort, so not free in that sense, but it's not going to cost you money. Now, as usual, nothing in this video is financial advice. I can't guarantee the size or value of any of these airdrops, so keep that in mind before investing your time into them. But if you appreciate these videos, would you kindly hit that subscribe button? And while you're down there, smash the like button, as it really helps my channel reach a wider audience. So first on our list, we have Xter by Xterio. Now, if you don't know Xterio, they are a game studio working on a ton of games. They also have a launch pad where they work with other games, and they have helped launch a ton of successful mints like AOFverse, Persona, Play Ember, as well as their own mints like Overworld, Age of Dino. If we check their site, they have a huge list of games, many of which have upcoming mints. So definitely don't sleep on the Xterio platform. You want to browse these games and look which ones have upcoming mints, but they're also going to have their own token, which is going to power their entire Xterio ecosystem. It's even going to be used in some of these games, either as a primary token or a secondary token. So this is definitely a token you want to get your hands on, especially if you can do it for free. Now, they just launched their farming campaign. There are going to be multiple ways to do this. One of the ways is through their games. The first game is their own AI game called Paleo, which we do have on screen here. If you look at the top, you can see they have 4 different chapters, and we are currently in chapter 1, so you are very early. And this is essentially a Tamagotchi style game where you have to take care of your pet or companion, whatever you want to call it, and interact with it. So you are going to be prompted to generate a pet. Unfortunately, this is one of the ones that you are going to have to pay a little bit of money for. They are going to prompt you to have BNB on their Xterio chain. So I did it. You have to bridge in, and then there are transactions that you have to do. It's very cheap, right? It's like 10 cents to do a transaction, not even. But if you're doing this daily, it does add up over time. So just keep that in mind. So here, I already did it. Unfortunately, this is the second time I filmed through this part, because I did film the first one without a microphone. So I wanted to save all these interactions for you guys. But basically, like, you just get an apple and then you click on the apple. It gives them the apple. You get some points up here. After that, you can interact with your pet, and it's going to evolve based on how you speak to it and what you're teaching it. So here it asked me a question about love. I had to generate, you could use ChatGPT if you want. I had to come up with my own answer to explain what love is, and then it replies to you. It gives it a score. So I got 96 on my reply, and from there you can mint an NFT. Again, minting the NFT is going to cost you a little bit of money. She just knocked over my budgie penguin. Moving on, this is the free section, right? A lot of social quests where you like follow them on Twitter, engage with posts and stuff like that. And they also have a section at the bottom where you can vote. However, the main ones that I'm going to be doing is the ones that's going to cost money. Obviously, I'll do all the social stuff, but I'm going to be doing this text prompt stuff to make my pet evolve over time. You can also buy a boost. I did buy it. It was something like $5. And then of course you can invite others. You would just click the invite section, you copy your code, and then you send it to whoever you're inviting. I wish it would generate a link, but anyways, this is where you come to paste your code, and then you would just hit confirm, and I'm going to get a nice little boost for it. Now, I know this section is about Xterio's token, not Paleo. So these Paleo points are going to be tradable for Xterio points, which is going to lead to you getting the extra token. Now, this is just one of the ways you can get your hands on it. They have multiple games, so they will be doing multiple game campaigns. The next one is going to be Age of Dino, which is their mobile game with dinosaurs in it. So how can you not love it? I have no idea if there are any transaction fees in that game like there are in Paleo. But outside of that, in an AMA, Jeremy did say that they are going to be kicking off a social farming campaign, so similar to Portal and a lot of the other ones we've seen. For the moment, you can do some of these quests on Sesame. However, I assume they're going to be launching their own platform. And another thing Jeremy has said in the AMA was that you want to participate in as many of these as possible, and you won't regret it. Direct quote. So hopefully we get a beautifully sized airdrop for doing all of this farming. So if you haven't already signed up for Xterio, if you haven't signed up for Paleo, links down below. If you can use my code, it's going to help me out. Next up, we have Revolving Games with their arcade token. Now, Revolving Games is the studio behind Web3 games like Skyborn. Their NFTs are doing incredibly well. The Nexian gems, this was a free mint currently sitting at like 1.3 ETH. They also did the RG Bytes, which is the main Revolving Games NFT, which are currently at like a 2x of their mint price. So a lot of people are very hyped towards this project. Even in my investment syndicate, Wizards Capital, we brought in the Revolving Games investment deal and people were very happy that we did that. So a lot of people are highly anticipating their upcoming token. Now, if you want to farm it for absolutely free, you could head over to their side quest. And here it's the typical farming that we see on a lot of these platforms. You have time-based quests. So these are going to last up to a week where you interact with posts, retweeting, commenting on them. Down here, you have the simple like, hey, follow this page, follow our teammate, whatever it is. And then at the top, of course, you have the referrals. I'll put my code cryptogorillaYT in the description down below. And finally, you have the wheel. I spun it in my other footage and I got the lowest amount possible. I got 50 today. Hopefully tomorrow in 53 minutes, I'll spin it again. Hopefully I hit 3K, but that's the daily reason for you to come back to this platform. They will have more interactive quests, hopefully in the near future. But for the time being, this is what it is. Look, it's simple, it's free, do it. Next up, we have Cookie with their affiliate marketing platform. Now, currently, this is really about onboarding KOLs, as if we go to the dashboard here, you could see it even says invite KOLs and get an airdrop. KOLs means key opinion leader. It's just a fancy term for influencer. And just for signing up as a KOL, I got 200,000 points because I do have 150K on Twitter. And you can see here the minimum amount of points that you need to qualify for the airdrop is 100K. Now, I understand you might not have 100K, but the beauty here is if you onboard people who have a big following, you're going to get 32% of their points and points from their activities. And then anybody they invite, you are going to get 16%. And then any invitees of their invitee, you are going to get 8% of their points. So if you have a good network, if you know people, or even if you just know people who know people, you are going to be able to benefit from that, just from that multi-level marketing strategy, right? And I say that in a positive way, like we love our Ponzi's in Web3. So remember I said I had 200K points for signing up. I currently have 500K, and that's because I only invited 2 people. I invited Safs and Champs. They have a good following, so I got points for that. And then they invited other people, so I got points for that. So I'm just doing nothing, collecting points. Now, if you go down here and you click my network, I don't know why it doesn't work for me, but it seems to work for everybody else. Here, it's going to tell you who in your network has not joined the platform, so it kind of makes your life a lot easier. And then this is where you go to get your referral codes. Unfortunately, they expire and you could only use 1 per person. I understand the strategy on Cookie's behalf. It keeps you coming back to the platform, interacting with it. You need to come get more codes. Hopefully with the next campaign, which should be launching in 18 hours. So by the time you see this video, probably only a few hours, their affiliate and community campaign. Hopefully this is where they want to onboard the masses. So it's not individual codes. Hopefully we get like a one-use code that anybody can use, or not a one-use code, a individual link that can be used many times. But for the time being, they have great investors. So I do think this one is worth grinding. You only need 100K points to qualify for the airdrop. So I did it, and I'm going to keep inviting people and shilling my code. Next, we have the Beyond token by Playground. Now, I wasn't sure I was going to include this one just because the platform's been a little bit buggy. I do have a call with the team to chat about their campaign. However, the season 1, which is only a week, so don't think like you're a month late. Season 1 is expiring on April 7th. So I figured I'd put it in a video as early as possible, and then you can go figure it out from there. It's super simple, right? Refer others. I'll put my code cryptogorilla in the description down below. They do have multipliers. I have no idea why I qualify for none of these, but the main way they want you to get points, even more than referring others, is by shilling it on social media, right? Shilling the Beyond ticker. And whenever you you talk about them or whenever you post about them and you get a view, you'll get 1 point. A like is going to get you 2 points, and so on until quote tweets, which are the most valuable at 10 points. You also get a 25x multiplier if you interact with their posts. I assume they mean these posts here, the power posts. Now, just to illustrate what I mean when I say you get a lot more points in these types of campaigns when you post about them versus when you invite people. If we go to Overtrip, which I spoke about in the last airdrop farming, and I go to invites, you could see I've invited, or, you know, because of my videos, right, it really helps me a lot. 648 people have used my link. 510 of them have actually signed up. But if I go to home, I only have 4,600 points. And then if we go to leaderboard, you can see like the top people, this guy's pushing close to 1 million, right? And even if we scroll down, like a lot of these people have 6-figure points. So I don't know how many people they've invited, but I'm assuming they're getting a lot of their points for posting on social media, which again, if we go back to Beyond, you get a lot of points for views versus I'm not exactly sure how many you get for inviting people, but they really benefit a lot more when you're shilling them on social media because people are going to sign up anyways versus if you send somebody a link, right? So if you really are serious about these types of grinds, you know, it's about posting, not so much inviting other people. Next up, we have Saku Monsters. Now, I covered this one like, I don't know, a month or maybe 6 weeks ago with their free campaign with their mobile app where you literally just log in twice a day. When you get a ping, tap an egg and you receive points. And it does seem like it's going to pay off to those who did that, as they have finally started to tweet about their Saku token. So hopefully we get a nice airdrop. However, the second phase of their campaign is going to be dropping, and they are going to be introducing monsters into the mix. So I am very excited for phase 2. I think the monsters look super cool, and I love what I'm seeing out of this team. They are progressing very quickly. Unfortunately, it is still only available on iOS. You can download it directly in the App Store. I'll put a link down below. I'll also put my referral code down below if you want to use it and help me get more points. However, for phase 2, don't expect this phase to be free. I don't know the exact details. I do have a call planned with them, but yeah, don't expect it to just be a free campaign like phase 1, as there is going to be some interesting mechanics with the monsters. Next on the list, we have AnimeChain. Now, this one is by Azuki. Look, I say by Azuki with the little bunny ears because they are partnered with Azuki as their first partner, as well as Arbitrum. However, if you remember this, like their original posts were about, it was called Weeb Foundation. Now they have rebranded to AnimeCoin or AnimeChain. Anyways, doesn't matter. It's partnered with Azuki, so we're gonna grind it. They do have a website called anime.xyz, and once you're here, if you click get started, it is going to take you to points.anime.xyz. So it also seems like they are going to have their own social farming campaign, where first you're going to need to follow them on Twitter. From there, they're going to prompt you to interact with one of their posts. They're also going to ask you to post an image. For now, that's all we have. However, I do imagine this is going to become an entire farming thing because literally every single project is doing this. And if this is actually an Azuki token, I do imagine this is going to be a cook. I know we just had another anime token that front ran them from Capsule House, which initially performed really well. Hopefully you did not buy the top because it is down really bad. However, if Azuki does it the right way, which it does seem like they are, I do imagine this is going to have a longer lifespan because Azuki's dope. People love Azuki. Not that Capsule House isn't dope. I love the artist behind Capsule House, but unfortunately that anime token, which is on base, ended up just being a pump and dump. Last but not least, we have PlaySomo. It's not live yet, but I figured I would include it in this video because they just announced that it is going to be happening through the Portal Crystal dashboard, which, if you remember, people who grinded this made bank, right? The top farmers made close or even over $250,000 just for farming the social campaign, which is just time and effort, right? And having a little bit of a presence on social media or being in the right groups where everybody supports each other's posts. Now, they also mention an interesting mechanic here. They say you're going to be able to open card packs, which could end up being really cool, especially since people love, you know, Pokemon card packs and all that. So I'm very excited to see what they have in store. Portal did really well, so this project has a ton of hype, both for their token, their mint, as well as finally seeing the game, because we've only seen teasers. So very exciting stuff happening for this project. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thanks for watching New Crypto Gorilla. Peace.